Gorillas. Beautiful gorillas. Hello friendlings, this is Claude from Chicago and we're back with another video and time-lapse here on Planet Zoo, and today we are working on the Western Lowland Gorillas exhibit, which will be put into the primates area. But before we go there, I want to remind you guys, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. It really helps out this channel. You don't really know how much it means to all of us by just hitting those two buttons, and it's free to do. Of course, you don't have to subscribe. Liking is really appreciated though. But before we get to the gorillas, we want to do a little bit of touch-ups in our admin area over here. This is a building that we built in the first time-lapse area just because I didn't know what to put in there. And this is just about, this is the admin area. This is just extra areas for, vets and money and information booth and whatever you could do in Planet Zoo. I don't know what it is. I just put some details around it, so at least it looks like this is a actual sort of finance office. I mean, it has all the accommodations for all the animals and nothing is assigned to it, so I just kind of said this was the finance office or maybe the admin building. So you can just come over here and do all that sort of stuff. Obviously this would be like built up with a road or something so you can drive up to it, but if it was in the park, we would have it here. Another thing that I wanted to do too is hide some of these utilities in the back and give it a nice what you call it, these pine bushes. Oh, I love these because it just gives this nice bit of detail of it's hidden away, but it's also very nicely hidden away, like one of those private residencies. And obviously that's what I was trying to go for in the zoo. Obviously, you wouldn't want to see all the finances here. That's why we even put it on the staff pathway. Put a little elephant statue up there as well. But I'm going to pop up on screen the animals that you can see right now. So the next episode, you guys can choose from the timberwolf, the ostrich, or the, what was it? The African rhino. No, it was the Indian rhino. So just let us know in the comment section down below. If you don't see my comment, just comment down below. Some life updates for some of you guys that are curious. I will be starting school and work. It actually back up again for this week. So when you're seeing this video, I'll be actually in school, and it's gonna be awesome. It's technically still my junior year, and I'm gonna be very, very busy. But I have came up with a new idea on how to make content and live streams. This is more about live streams. The videos are probably going to be exactly the same. But I will be live streaming on Twitch every stream over there, unless it's Fredcraft. Fredcraft is going to episode 100. And once we get to episode 100, we'll be done with YouTube live streams until the monetization thing gets fixed out. Having a lot of issues with that. But on the bright news, we're going to be starting on the gorilla exhibit, and I wanted to do it in a special sort of way. I've seen so many content creators like The Lady Designer and Rudy Rankemel, and a little bit of geekism when he did this, but they have these nice pathways where you do this curve and it goes up very slightly at this less than a 1 meter thing, and it kind of goes across over here. And I originally liked the design, but I knew there was going to probably be issues with the guests and them freaking out, because in my zoo right now, even though the animals do not escape, it keeps saying that they always escape, and I don't understand why that is. I mean, everything's enclosed and everything's there, and the animals aren't freaking out like they escaped or anything. It's happened with this gorilla exhibit as well as my mandrills. We'll take a look at that in the live section. I actually go back over there and change their habitat up because it kept giving me glitches. So far, it's only been those two animals that have, quote, escaped. A lot of the times mandrills, but I think maybe it's just they're going over the wall, but the height wall here, that 2 meter mark, and then they say escaped, even though they're not escaped. I don't know. They didn't go over the wall. But here, I wanted to do something a little bit different, considering that I wanted there to be a down, an up area, like we did with the orangutans. You kind of can look down into the habitat, and I also wanted to make it so you can see them head on, sort of like the orangutans as well. The other two primate exhibits we have are looking down, and it's sort of, like a third person perspective, which I wanted to give this exhibit that ability to have that, but I didn't want it to be primarily just that, because obviously, it'd be pretty cool to see a gorilla head on. In my zoos that I've been to, I've always seen the gorillas looking down, and I think that is still cool. But you know how cool it would be if you like stood right up to the glass and the gorilla kind of like walked up to you, or if you see in some of those videos where the gorillas like like hit the glass or whatever. That'd be kind of scary, but it would still be kind of really cool. Here are two gorillas that come in, and I instantly figured out, yeah, this is a very small habitat. We need to go big for the, I guess, the king of the primates. I don't know if the gorillas are the king of the primates, but I'm going to say that they are. So over here, we give them a little bit of an extension, and we actually do a one-way glass in the corner by the pathway up there in the top right. It's actually getting covered up by the information panel now. But there is a one-way glass there. I think we'll add that in a little bit later. We use a prefab build here for the climbable areas because I can create them myself, but for these outside exhibits, I mean, we got to remember that these would be low-budget sort of builds, and, you know, you would just kind of copy stuff around and just throw in some basic stuff. I mean, most of the zoos that I've seen had sort of just cheap stuff like that. Obviously, you know, they are in warm climates, and the area that we're in, supposedly in this world, is in Florida, so it's mostly warm year-round. So you can just keep these exhibits really cheap instead of making a super huge dome or something and making all custom rock work and stuff like that. Maybe for a cold exhibit, we do a little bit more detail with the customization, but either way, I still like how this exhibit turns out. I haven't ever hated any of the exhibits that we have done so far. But we give the gorillas a ton of toys. They actually really enjoy their toys, and they go to town. They play with, like, everything in here. I don't think there was one thing they didn't play with, which is awesome. They actually have very low grass tolerance, or whatever you want to call it, and jungle stuff. So we actually do a lot of dirt and soil and rough dirt, or heavy dirt, that's what it's called, and a little bit of grass, so it looks very natural as well. So it's pretty easy to probably maintain cleaning up after them. I also am going to talk about this a little bit later in the live section, but I wanted to move that water fountain away from the guests, because even though I like it and it's how simple it is, it just automatically refills itself. I don't think you would see that in a zoo, like, point blank in front of the guests, so I'm going to start tucking those away when I put them in. I do like how realistic it is, but see, look at here. It said this gorilla escaped. You clearly saw that they didn't even move, and now the guests are gone, so I still don't understand what is going on with that. Here's a little bit of them foraging. We'll do some more glamour shots here in a second. But I did want to make sure that they didn't escape if they could escape. And I wanted to add in this glass window here so you can, you can still see the animals through the glass. Now, I think there is an issue with the guests not being able to see within this glass. So we might have to go back and delete that later, but in theory, you know, the guests can see through that glass, and then the gorilla's gonna get out, because as you see, it kind of dips down, and I didn't want the gorillas, if they had the opportunity to climb over the walls, that they would, you know, actually get over. Obviously, that would be a big issue if they started climbing and escaping for real. That would not be too good. So we coming through here, redo the railings so it looks realistic here, copy the sides and walls of the orangutan, touch these up and push these in, change the information signs so the gorillas put down some benches, grab some bins, put them on both sides, because I forgot to put the bins down. I'm pretty good at forgetting something in one of these time-lapse videos, so if you see me forget something, please do let me know. And then we come over here and we use the patented drop shadow effect. We just type out gorilla. We just type out gorilla. We don't type in Western Lowland gorilla. And just do a black drop down shadow effect. We'll be going to the live section here in a few short seconds, but thank you so much, Fredlings, for all of your support within this series. And we're going to be doing live streams on Twitch once again, so make sure you check me out there at Claude from Chicago. And I'm planning on doing live streams of this time lapse over there on the Twitch channel, so you can actually get like a heads up and maybe even an input of what you want to see in the next video. But that will be happening in about a week or two from now. We still will have YouTube content, so don't worry. Everything will be the same on YouTube, just no streams. Fredlings, I hope you enjoyed that time lapse here today of the Western Lowland gorilla, and this is their exhibits. We're coming in from the side that doesn't exist, but let's come in from the main entrance over here. Wow, look at how much it blends in to this area. We might need to put a couple more trees over here, a couple duplications. Look at that. Just like that. That looks perfectly beautiful. They got their own sign here with the drop shadow effect. We're gonna need to adjust this. All right, now that wall is fixed, so that's good. That's good. But this is the Western wall. This is the Western Lowland gorilla exhibit, and there is a bunch of ways to see it. I think this is our best primate exhibit because we utilize all the techniques we used for our primates into this one exhibit. This is the largest exhibit. It is not dug into the ground because we did want to match the bonobos as well over here. So, and it has more glass viewing. So while the gorillas eat, they are in this one-way glass, so they cannot see the guests. The guests can see them though. Wanted them to have a little bit of privacy while they eat, so hopefully no one bangs on the glass while they're doing that. There's a couple of information signs here, which I do want to put a couple up here as well. So let's just duplicate this and put one here. And we'll just bring this, oops, where did it go? Duplicate this, put this over here. Put that down, let's make sure we put that down. Bring that out, bring that over here. Voila. So let's put one of those signs here. Let's put another sign. Maybe we should put this sign actually down, you know, so it's not in front of everyone's eyesight, so they can't, you know, miss the gorillas. Put one there, and then we'll put another one a little bit higher up over here. So there's enough coverage of signs and information. You know, let's actually just delete this one. I don't really like that there. The ones on the side are definitely fine. By the way, for people that don't play Planet Zoo, these would just rotate between each ones, but the game doesn't have an animation for it, so it would say fun facts, then go to the next screen, go to the next screen, go to the next screen. There's a bunch of them. So that's what that does. But there's two ways to, or really two ways to see it, down and above. So if you're looking down, this is a glass window here because I'm not sure if the gorillas can jump over here, but I do want to prevent it so there is a non-climbable area anyways, because the game keeps saying that they keep escaping. They're not obviously escaping. Same thing with the mandrills as well. There's some sort of bug with that, but I wanted guests to be able to look down and see the guests, or see the gorillas, and look, you can see them. Oh, look at how beautiful. The male is picking, I guess, bugs off the female and getting himself a snack, I guess. But look at this. So you get a nice top-down view. The gorillas can see the guests from this angle and this angle here. But I did want to give a good variety of different angles so that guests could see them from a eye-on level, as well as a top-down view. Because most of the time, these zoos with these animals are sort of down, and you're kind of viewing them from a third-person perspective. But if you can see a gorilla from eye-on perspective, I think it's really cool. There's something, the zoo that I go to in real life, I haven't been there in like 5-6 years now. They have a lion exhibit that's like this, and it is a surreal experience of seeing the lions like up close. I'm assuming that's just a regular glass window, but here you could see them eat from a one-way, and then over here it's a two-way. So inside the habitat, it's not anything super crazy, just sort of the basic stuff. Considering this is sort of a city zoo, didn't want to go too crazy on that. He's gonna go poop there. But let's show you guys the inside. So here is a female sleeping in her habitat. I wanted to, you know, make a de-stress zone here, and sort of have this grass and this hay so they can sit down and sleep. They have actually a ton of toys. Apparently they love their toys. We got a giant soccer ball. We have a drum. We have a tire up here, which we'll take a look at, and this. There's two food items that they do. It's a foraging thing and a spinning barrel thing. They have been using the foraging pits personally. I think that's their favorite one. And this is their climbing area. So it's not super tall, and I can't walk up there with Tedgy Cam. but they can get a little bit of a height perspective. But I didn't want to have it too tall because obviously I didn't want them to jump over here or jump over here and escape. But let's take a look at that. Here they are, so they can walk around and do some stuff. Not as much as the other primates. They can't really do too much climbing, but there is enough room that they can, you know, climb up some of these poles. And there is a water drain here in the back. I think it's actually a little bit more realistic to hide this way because it's constantly dripping. It's very man-made, but that's why we put that over here. A little bit of a forage area over here so they can, you know, climb these trees and hide away in the brush if they wanted to de-stress themselves this way. Obviously very bland in the back, and has some grass back there so they can hang out. Now, before we go, I do want to add in some donation bins. I always forget where these are at. I think they are in one of these exhibits, one of these feature things. Donation bins. Liam told me to do this in the last episodes with the flamingos, so I wanted to put a couple here, get that money for these animals, so, you know, you donate, you can help them out. Did we put any over here by the bonobos? We did. What about the mandrills and them? Did we do any over here? There is one. Oh, there is one there too. So there is enough. The mandrills, let's take a quick look at this and just retouch this up because I had to remove the climbing area because it kept saying they were escaping. So let's add in a thing. Now, I know this isn't exactly what the mandrills had before, but I wanted to get something in here today so you guys know that we did sort of, you know, fix this up. We'll try to do something a little bit more in depth later on for the mandrills, but the gorilla habitat turned out quite well today. There's a bunch of angles to see these gorillas. It seems like they're choosing to view them from down here. I'm not sure why. Maybe this glass is preventing them from doing that. If we delete this glass, will this move people up here? There's some reason why they're seeing it from down here. Maybe it's just the perspective. Maybe it wasn't the glass. So we'll put that glass back in there, but I just want to check that out. So, Fredlings, we're going to go into some glamour shots, but I want to thank every single one of you so much for this support on this series. We're going to have a lot more Planet Zoo videos, so make sure you comment down below which animal you want to see next. We'll pop those up on screen right now. I will be going to school starting, well, technically when this video comes out, I'll be in school, but these videos may or may not get shorter or longer. But make sure you check out my Twitch channel because in the future, we will be live streaming this and then editing that stream down to this video. So you can actually see me doing this live and give some live feedback. So check me out on Twitch at Claude from Chicago. Link in the description. And remember, a real Fredling makes their own luck.